Hi there. We are going to take our first look at some example problems of proving that two triangles are congruent. This will be our first chance to take a look at proofs, how we set up proofs, and what we need to do in order to prove something mathematically. Our first rule today is what's called the side-side-side rule, and that says that two triangles are congruent if all of their corresponding sides are also congruent. So right here, we're given this example, prove that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Remember, this little symbol in the middle here means congruent, and these two triangles here mean that the ABC and the DEF are talking about these two triangles right here. So we're given two examples here, and first thing you should notice is we have these tick marks, these little dashes, that are on the different sides of our triangles. And what these mean is that when we have the same number of tick marks, so for instance I've got 3 dashes here and I've got 3 dashes here, that means that these two sides are congruent. Whenever we start off a proof, we always want to start by writing down what we're given, what we know already before we have to figure anything out. So we should know that these 3 pairs of sides are congruent to each other. So that's what we want to write down for starters. So these are our givens. We're going to write them down in our regular math notation. So we would say first off that side AB is congruent to side DE. So this is side AB. Remember, when we have a little line above it, we're talking about a side. We have our congruent symbol, and then we want it to be congruent to side DE. So side AB is congruent to side DE. That's our first given. We want to do the same thing for our bottom two sides and for our angled sides there. So my second statement is going to be side BC is congruent to side EF. So here we've got our second congruent statement, and then our third statement we're going to have is side AC is congruent to side DF. So now that we're given all 3 of these statements here, we can go ahead and use our side-side-side rule. Since each of the corresponding sides are congruent, that means our two triangles are congruent, and we want to write this out. So we're going to say, by the side-side-side rule, or by SSS if we abbreviate, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Now this might seem like we didn't really do anything. We were given this. They showed us that right at the beginning. It's not the answer that's the important part. It's writing out all of the givens and writing what rule makes it true that is the part that's important. This is the part that's going to get you points when you're doing your problems. This is the part that you absolutely need to show. If you don't show this, it's not correct. If you just write this last statement without any of the work, then that is not going to be correct. So make sure you write out all of your givens, everything that I've shown you, as well as the rule that we're using.